Hello? Whoops. Well, that just happened. Yeah. Let that all come back there. I thought that was me. No, 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 no. It wasn't just you. No. It all exploded. Everything exploded. Let's see if this this can come back here. Hello. Hello. There it goes. Yeah, that was kind of crazy. Kind of crazy. Oh, dope. There we go. And then, actually, I want to get rid of this and then bring it back so that we can have pop. There we go. Now we have movements. Yeah, blame the horses. They probably tripped over a cord or something. They claim they're graceful and everything. They're not. iTunes. Music going while I get everything back up and running again. There we go. Yeah, sorry about that. I'm still unsure what exactly causes that, and I'm wondering if it's because I stress on my computer a little too much. Don't know. Let's actually change that. Donut creation. Donut creation. Blender Guru. Blender Guru. Starting from the basics. There we go. Change the title there as well while we're at it. Screen keys, yeah. Yep. Alright, so what I was trying to do was I was trying to get this solidify modifier to work with each other. Like, I wanted this thing to also affect these others. So what I think I'm gonna do is just do a copy. I'm just going to, since there's so few donuts right now, add modifier, solidify modifier. I can just do that, and then this, and move this above that. There we go. Okay. That's proper. That's proper. And do that same thing with these others. Actually, what if I do a... I want to copy. Ooh. Yeah, I want to copy this. Can I not copy this? Not allowed to copy? Oh, no. Oh no, I can't copy it. Oh well. Oh, yeah. Solidify. Move it up to the top. Other side. Paste. Enter. There we go. Add modifier. Solidify. Move it up top. Other side. Paste. Perfect. Alright, so now we have some icing on all our donuts. At least. Let's take this text and extrude it a little bit more. Geometry, extrude. Extrude. And then extrude. There we go. Google Chrome. Yeah, restore to the Windows, please. Thank you. Yep. And then this. This. Perfect. Perfect. Okay, we're back where we were. And we need to go into the next tutorial because we have our little solidify on all the donuts. I think that's just going to be a little bit temporary. Looks like I joined as your streamcast and you restarted it. I was thinking, was Puka only live for a couple hours? Yeah. Technically, I was live for only a couple hours. Welcome on in, Dr. Anvil. Okay, so these donuts should have the same... Yeah, they do. Same thickness of icing as the other ones. Seems good. What are you doing? Alright. We have the donut, we have the icing. Geometry, if I wanted to see the stuff underneath of it. Oh, interesting. Okay. That's a good thing to know. Now I'm starting to learn things that I didn't know before. See here, modifiers, if I do that. Interesting, okay. That shows it without the smoothing. Ah, okay. Cool. Oh. Subdivision. Yeah, and we don't want that. We don't want that little hang off. Not yet, at least. I think he's going to go into shrink wrapping is what he's going to go into. Or, oh yeah, that's right. He talks about that. The grabbing onto the grid there. Yep. Face. Okay. And we are going to go into increment face. Okay. Ah, okay. So if I grab this, and do proportional editing. Ooh, I was on proportional editing. And grab. Ah, okay. There we go. And do a little bit of a save. Okay, so now I can grab and drag this down. Grab. No. Why don't you move along face? Oh, okay. Okay. Ah, there we go. Okay. That's better. That's much better. That's much better. There we go. Okay, so now it falls along the faces there. Interesting. Okay, so that slides along the facing. That's where we want it to be. So it's snapping to the faces of the object that it's on top of. And it's anything else that it's working with is sliding along with it too. Yeah, you stink. I need to give you a bath. I know. You smell like hell. Lay down, dog. Nobody else is there. Good. Interesting. Actually, no. Go back. Grab. Much better. Yeah, much better. Some of this stuff is kind of just freaking out because it's trying to collect... These vertices are trying to strafe alongside the facings of the donut. That's what it's trying to do. It's trying to take these dots and just slide across the face of the donut. And that's why you get all these faces to just stay attached to the donut in the first place. Yep. Okay. There we go. Good. Alright, subsurf, yeah, no, subsurf division, blah blah blah. Solidify. Subdivision. What are we doing here? Everything looks fine. Yes. He applied one of these, didn't he? He applied one of these, didn't he? Yeah. What did he do? Yes, that's that. And it's just gone. Did he just hide it or something like that? Hold on. Hold the phone. No, he didn't hide it. Then where'd it go? Just straight up disappeared it. What'd you do with it?
Do that. There was a little like fold thing there, but anyway, of the shapes here, and it should result in a. Anyway, so to make this gloopy bit, you probably see that if I like grabbed one of these pieces and I like moved it down, it looks jagged. There's not enough detail here to create that bit. So what we need is more detail. So I am going to apply our subsurf, okay? So to apply anything, it's best to put it before your, like put it to the top, because that's essentially what it's going to do. It has to apply it, and then it's going to be reading from the top anyway, roughly. So I put it to the top, and it's okay. We'll fix this edge after. To apply the subsurf, if we go to this little drop-down arrow and then hit apply, or you can just hit Control-A while hovering over this, it will apply whatever is in the viewport amount, not the render amount, but the viewport amount. Okay, so I'm just going to, I'll just hit Control-A or hit apply. And now, whoops, why is that? Okay. All right. You can see we now have double the amount of our...
Disabled modifiers cannot apply to multi-user data. Oh. Okay. Because it's linked, it can't do it. Okay. Interesting. Unlink. Interesting. Okay, so I'll just have to do that later. So I can't do that. So let's just go ahead and delete these guys here, and we'll just apply that later. So if we apply that now, so that was all completely useless trying to instance some of this stuff. Donuts. Yep, we're gonna dive into figuring out how things work inside a Blender. There's some things that I'm now learning from Blender. It's just like, okay, that modifiers can't be applied if you're instancing them. And what I was trying to do is make it so that all of these donuts were exactly the same. But, yeah, making all these donuts exactly the same. Oh, that's not instanced. I've made a mistake. I've made a mistake. I'll figure it out later. I'll figure it out later. You press Control A over it to apply. Right, but it can't apply if it's if it's instanced. What I was trying to do is make it all these donuts exactly the same, and trying to make the changes between the two. But apparently a modifier cannot be applied if it is instance from one to the other. Like here I have this instance to these two donuts. You see how those two are instanced together? They both edit the same. If I have it instanced, it cannot apply it. So I can't apply it. But if I separate these two, unlink them, it works.
They did it! Puka, someone subscribe. You need to thank them. Oh my god, they're so pretty. Look,
engage Grim.
Look, someone
Oh, Grim's here.
Quick, thank him. You need to thank him. Do it. Do it.
Thank you very much, Grim, for 14 months of support. That means you get yourself a donut. No matter how we're actually getting this done, we're gonna just go duplicate this collection. Thank you very much. We'll move this guy on down. Move this guy on over. I'm gonna put Technomage Grim on this donut. Technomage underscore Grim. There we go. Nice long-ish name on there. Ooh. That's not how that works. That's not nice. That's not nice. There we go. Technomage Grim. Less extrusion on that. Thank you. There we go. Technomage Grim. Got yourself a donut. Thank you very much. You can make them all the same while being able to apply using geometry nodes, but that's a bit complicated. Yeah, I'll have to figure out how to do geometry nodes. That's one thing that I want to learn how to do is geometry nodes.
By the way, which you can do by hitting... You can hide anything temporarily by hitting H, and then Alt-H will bring anything back again. So if you just need to temporarily get something out of the way, H, and then Alt-H.
Yep.
Okay. But yeah, somehow this is like, I don't know, it's like clipping through it, which we could, yeah, it's odd that that's happening. You can see that if I just like randomly click here, then I'm going to bring this through. Yeah. There is another way, which I'll show you. We're going to use a shrink wrap modifier next.
Oh yeah,
but I want to do this in order to just sort of show you. Oh, so there's a bug in Blender. I built extra parts of the mesh. So the way to do that is to extrude. So if I select part of my mesh here, let's say 3 points like that, and I hit E, that will extrude. To make renders like these, you need high quality assets. Which is why I created.
Oh, failed. I hit the back button. I hit the back button. Okay, so we're going to be shrink wrapping in that, and I think that's a modifier. Shrink wrap, yes. And target is going to be this. And it kind of does that, and I think we want to shrink wrap it, and then, yeah. Okay, good. I'm ahead of the game. Subdivision. Oh, well, we're not doing the shrink wrap yet. Oh, we're apparently not doing the shrink wrap just yet. We are doing the... Oh, I just hit the back button again. Gosh. Alright, so now we can... We're going to add in some more gloopy bits here. Let's do that. And to make more gloopy bits, we have to... do what? Oh, I think I applied the wrong one. No, I applied the right one. No, yeah, that's right. No, I didn't. Yeah, I might have applied the wrong one. Oh well. Extrude. Yeah. Okay, and then how much did you extrude? How much did you extrude here? Give me that. Okay, so you extruded a couple times. Extruded a couple times, and then you proportionally edited it out. Okay, so you need to go back up. That's what you need to do. Ooh, too much proportional. Grab. Yeah, there we go. Actually, if I want to go back, can I decimate? Decimate. What happens when I decimate? Ratio. If I go to 50, if I go to 0.5, what happens when I decimate? And then apply. That completely destroys it. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Ew. Okay. Yeah, very much no. Yeah, I think I applied the wrong modifier. Ah, oh no. Oh well, just keep going. Extrude, and then it needs to come on down a little bit. And then this needs to be puffed out, I think. Yeah. Alright, and then I think I need to add back in the subsurf modifier. Subsurface, yeah. Okay, there we go. Need to add that back in. Okay, yeah, I needed to add that back in order to get that smoothness. But, oh well, work with what you got, right? There we go. Extrude. Yeah, extrude. There we go. Scale. There we go. Oh! Also, we should probably do this. Shout out at Technomage Grim. If you guys haven't gone to Grim,
Shout out.
should check them out. Fantastic art. Constantly why I go to their streams is because of their art. Absolutely adore it. I need the avatars because those were down. Because we crashed. We crashed in the stream. Save. Yes, we can save. Connect. There we go. Bring those stream avatars back. Yeah, there we go. That feels a bit better. And then maybe a couple more gloopy bits on this side too. Extrude. Not as big though. Let's actually do that a bit too. So not every drip is going to work the same way. Yeah, that's better. I like that. A weird gloopy bit right there. That seems good. I like that. Just a small little gloopy bit too. Let's do that here. Extrude. Just a small one. And a little bit on the inside too. Let's do that. Extrude. That doesn't look as good in there probably because I applied the wrong prolonged bit. Edited the wrong one, but oh well. Alright, we're good on that. Skip ads. Okay, next one.
Polygon for their models and text to move your vertices around. Quality assets can make it's highly necessary and allows you to use brush strokes to move your vertices around. That's what
Oh, okay. We need to indent the donut, I think we need to do. Let's go ahead and see if we can do that. Block and indent this guy. Oh, and it takes the icing with it. Oh, look at that. That is so cool. Indent the donut a little bit, and oh, that looks so cool. Oh, that looks so good. Okay, cool. And then it takes the icing with it, which is really cool. There we go. And then save.
A and Control A again. Okay, so when I do that, I've applied also that subdiv modifier, right? So it's given me double the amount of vertices, which is, again, what I would need, because if I...
Okay. Then... Alright, all the donuts are... No, they're not instanced correctly. They are not. They are not instanced correctly. We'll just have to work on each little donut individually if we need to.
Go back to what it looked like before. That's not enough to really play with it, because what we want to do is we want to create some of these little globules. Pretend that's a word, globules. Little droplets that sort of bulge out. So we need more.
It's a word now.
So I'm going to hit Control A on that, and now we've got enough. So Sculpt Mode. Let's do it. Go up to the top.
Minimize this and down a little bit more further.
These are workspaces.
That's right. So I need to apply these.
Basically, it's just like a pre-configured layout. So instead of having this, it's just like pre-configured. But you can
apply.
Wherever you are without changing your mode, just by hitting Control.
Apply.
Yeah.
Apply
awesome.
And apply.
So sculpt mode. If you just start drawing.
Ooh, that is way too many vertices. Way too many vertices.
You'll see that you've got some sculpting happening.
Yeah, that's way too many vertices.
Tools within sculpting. The draw one is the most basic.
Nope.
It's literally a sort of a push-pull.
Apply.
Where it is that you're looking from.
No.
It'll just basically
apply. Apply.
And then the opposite of that.
Yeah, that's better. Okay, yeah, now we can apply. There we go. Not the greatest. Add modifier, decimate, and I'm gonna see what I can do with this. Decimate. And if I bring this way down, what will happen if I hit apply? Apply. It's a few less vertices to work with, but
brush size of this is really small. So you can change the brush size up here.
Decimate. There we go. Keep on bringing that thing down.
Register my movement until like I start moving. It's very bizarre. Anyways, but you could do it there, but actually the hotkey, which is just a far easy way of doing it, is F.
There we go.
F, you just drag out until you've got the size of the bar, basically.
Few less vertices to work with.
F will give you the strength. So you can see in the top, actually, as I move.
It's not gonna look pretty, but it at least brings down some of those vertices. Okay.
So, you know, what is the difference between, like, using
Edit mode. We want to go to Sculpt Mode.
It's just like ease of use, like which one makes more sense.
Or, no. We just want to keep this in object mode, and we can go to Sculpting here.
People would find that working with grab in certain areas.
There we go.
People and others might find, as I do sometimes, that you want to see the mesh. You want to actually be able to, like, control it and take vertices and move them on
strength.
specific axes. Oh yeah, that
Yeah, okay.
I'll turn that off. Yeah, so that might be useful, but in this case, you know, we want to do. Okay, so grab.
Good.
What's another one that's really heavily used is smooth.
Why is it not doing what I want it to? Strength 0. Radius is big. Do I need the radius to be bigger? Oh. Okay. Oh, good lord. It has a huge lump on there. What am I doing? What am I doing? Oh, goodness sakes. Oh, okay. I'm adding stuff to it. Oh, okay. I get it. So right. Okay. So that doesn't work right. No idea what I'm doing. And then... Nope. No. Strength. Oh, that's what he was talking about. Okay. Strength way down. There we go. Oh, okay. So that kind of smooths it out. Control. Alt. No. Okay. There we go. Okay. Alright. Cool. Alright. Globules, and I want to grab this. How do I grab this? What is this? Infinite. No. Blob. Cheese. Blob. What does blob do? Blob feels like it does the same thing as the other ones. Oh, that one makes sharp changes. I see. Inflate. Oh, okay. You need to inflate some of these. Let's go to inflate. Inflate, and then if I do this... Alright, that's cool. Ah, okay. So we inflate some of these guys to make it a little bit more rounder and protruding. There we go. Radius, let's turn you down a bit, too. There we go. Yeah, now they're globulous-ish. Oh, cool. Now I'm starting to learn this sculpting. I haven't done the sculpting in... Ooh, that's the grab. Is that the grab? Grab. Ooh. Ooh, I can grab. Okay. And it's kind of like proportional editing, but kind of more for sculpting. Yeah. Interesting. Grab and pull that around. That is cool. All right. There we go. Okay. Interesting. Grab, move around, inflate. Alright, move around the inside of this. Yeah, because the inside of the donut is always a bit much, filled with cream. Hello. No. Hmm. There it goes. There it goes. Much better. Make that inside a little bit uneven there. And then I should be able to do a shift one and then smooth that out a little bit too. Yeah. Good. Smooth it out. Sweet. Alright, so we got bits of thick globules. It doesn't look exactly like his, but then again, I'm not going to try and be exactly like his. So then I don't learn from my mistakes that I've made. Oh, we're good there. Alright, let's see the next little thingy here that he has. Oh, sculpting. Oh, he's just talking about the different controls. Okay, so he's just going on some more about that stuff. We don't need to really learn about right now. Okay. Camera, this is about rendering. We need to get in some of the textures for this thing, don't we? Where is... layout. Here we go. What do we want for this? Bum, bum, bum. There we go. Thank you. Add in a new material. Okay, so this needs to be pink. We're gonna make it green. Why not green? See what happens when we make it green. Roughness, bring that down. Roughness, subsurf, yeah, that's fine. We need to make this some sort of brownish color is what we need to do. Add a color. Add a darkness to it. There we go. Some sort of cake donut, maybe a little bit burnt. There we go. That's a little bit better. That's a little bit better. Vibrant, yep. And then this needs to be have rubber. Let's add a little bit more subsurf. Cycles? That's right, that's right. There is a cycles. Oh yeah, cycles. Cycles works on my machine now, doesn't it? Oh man. GPU. GPU supported, experimental, and then we want denoising. You can almost get a real time of it. donut you can almost eat. Still a little bit polygonal on the icing, but that's fine. If I want to, I could probably smooth that out a little bit more. Oh, that's not what it is. Okay, this is subsurf, right? Ah, okay, that makes it better. That makes it better. Okay, so now we need to minimize that a little bit more, because now it seems a little bit wet and gooey. There we go. There we go. Much better. Now it has a subsurf color to it. Light kind of goes into it and scatters back out. This does not, because it's a type of icing, but if we were to have a little bit of stuff on top of it, I guess it wouldn't hurt to have a little bit of subsurf color to it. Yep, and so far it looks about the same. Okay, yeah. What's next? Texturing. Actually, you know, let's go straight for geometry nodes. I wanna find out exactly how to use this geometry node stuff, because I have no idea how to use any of this.
And obviously manually placing them by hand would be absolutely mad.
Yeah.
And the previous method, which
Give it a
was
save.
particles, which is what I taught for my old
donuts
tutorial series, that's glitchy, it's outdated, and thank goodness we don't have to touch it, because there is a new and better, amazing geometry nodes. Which, in the name, kind of tells you a little bit about what it does. Similar to what we just covered. Nodes, similar to material nodes. Geometry nodes let you combine things, take this value, put it into that value, and then create new things, but for geometry, as in the actual mesh, the objects that are going on in your scene. It's really, really powerful. It's almost hard to overstate just how powerful it is, because, for example, you could make a building, one building that has controls for the size of the building. That
yeah, check this out. This is wicked what geometry nodes can do.
Or you could create a geometry node system for power poles, right? So that they dynamically link together, and then when they get close to a building, it like attaches it there. Or you could make icicles dynamically appear on objects the closer they get together. Not to mention all the crazy stuff that it enables for animation and motion graphics. And that's just getting started. Like, this feature was only introduced very recently, and it's already enabling so much. By the way, speaking of which, brief pause for all of my fellow Blender users who learned geometry
this
nodes.
thing is crazy.
It was first introduced about 8 months ago for 2.92. Most of that's kind of redundant now, because they have updated geometry nodes to a fields-based system, and it's much easier to use. Don't get me wrong, it was the right decision, but it's surprising that it happened so soon after they just first introduced it. So I did a tutorial on it, and now that tutorial is kind of outdated.
Because I didn't understand geometry nodes. Now it's a little bit more shaders.
And it's good that they did it. But anyways, let's get to it. So you want to obviously select the object you want to have the sprinkles scattered on, which is our icing. And to access
I'll figure out how to
you
do
can
that later.
A couple of ways. One would be to split your view and then change this new view to the geometry node editor. But I instead prefer to create a workspace for it. So if you click the
which is what I did in my default area.
If you click the little plus icon, then go general, there is one that you can enable called geometry nodes. So click that, and now we've got this extra one at the top there for geometry nodes. I'm going to move this over. Oh, you can't actually move it over. Yeah, how about that? I just assumed that you could. I don't think I've ever tried to do that in Blender. All right, well, it's over on the right-hand side. I know where it is. And you can see it's split and arranged our windows.
Okay.
You don't want this one at the top here. This is like a spreadsheet for your vertices and stuff going on in the scene. A bit too advanced, more advanced than what we need it for. So I'm just going to merge it across, which again you do by going to the top left-hand corner, click and drag across until it merges. Okay, so there's this big part at the bottom here. This is our geometry nodes editor. You want to click on new.
Yep, and this adds a modifier off the right-hand side.
When you do this,
you can't see it unless you're selecting.
We've now got a node editor here to play with. But also, in the right-hand side on the modifier stack, you can see that we've got this new modifier here for geometry nodes. So in order to use geometry nodes, it has to be a modifier. And you will only see what is displayed here in your geometry nodes on the selected modifier. So you can see there's a faint outline around this modifier. If I was to click off this and click on the subdivision right there, this has disappeared. Okay, so that's, if you've ever lost the geometry nodes, you're like, what happened? It used to be, it just
There's also the drop-down menu for this. You can adjust it from here too.
That it will always be there. So if you click off it, it doesn't matter. So if you've only got one system, I usually just click the pin icon and it just makes it easier. Anyways, so similar to our shader, right? It works left to right. But what is interesting in this case is that we've got an input. Okay, we've got the geometry, and then that is being fed over to the right-hand side to the geometry output. Okay. The reason for that is that we've got mesh to start with. We've got all of this mesh input. So it's saying take this geometry data and then put that out over here, and then that is going to be the resulting mesh. So whatever we put in this middle section here is going to result in the output mesh. As a very, very basic example, I'm just going to type in, I can't actually remember. There's so many nodes, it's hard to remember where they are, but I'll just say set position. So I'll put this in here, and then let's offset this by
position
5 centimeters. Okay, so I have taken my icing, which is still there. The mesh, the original mesh data is what it started with.
Set position.
And then it changed its position, moved it up 5 centimeters, and now it's outputted there. Okay. So, I mean, I could animate this value. I could make this value be driven by something else. You can see how the possibilities, maybe. It's pretty cool.
And the origin for the object is still right here at the small little dot.
Something over our mesh. And if you hit Shift A or just go to Add, you'll see a whole string of different things here. And look, learning them one by one, I think that's the wrong way to learn things, in my opinion. I think it's best to follow
I would want to know each one by one.
What it is you're trying to do, and then just pick up the nodes as you go, and you'll eventually have learned so much things. It's like you've learned them one by one, but you'll have actually got some context for where it's actually used. So the one that you're looking for in this case is underneath point, distribute points on faces. Okay, so if I select that and I drop this in right here, depending on what you've got, because you might actually see like a big point, big dot appearing. But if you don't, in this case we've got 0, it is actually creating points on our icing, but the density is so low for the scale of our donut that we're not seeing it. If I increased my density, I would see we've got points. Now, the reason these points are so ginormous is that we're working on a 10 centimeter scale for our donut, and so it's created really, really large points. I would hope at some point in the future, Blender has a display option for how big those points are, but for now it does not. You can change it with an extra node, but we don't need to because we're going to add an object later on. But all this is to say is that it is actually there.
Okay.
Now, one thing you will notice is that our icing has actually disappeared. Okay, if you go into edit mode, it's still there, but in object mode, it is not. And that's because we said geometry input, convert it. I
can still hit edit, and I can see my icing.
Geometry. We don't want that. We want our points and our geometry. So what you need to do is add in a geometry, join geometry node. And you'll use that one all the time. We're going to take that, put that in there, and then take our output from our original mesh and then put that in there. So now we've got points as well as our original icing.
Oh, and that's how you add it on top.
Points, as you can see.
Oh, that is so cool.
And this is just a viewport.
So now I can add whatever I want on top of this.
It's just like it's data that Blender is seeing. It's little tiny things that do not exist. If you were to render it, you would not actually see anything. You just see your original donut because it's not using these points anyway. So what we need to do is we need to well, first of all, we need to have an object for this to replace our
cube.
points. So let's set our density to 0, just so that we guys
No.
see those ginormous points blocking our view.
Shift
And we want to model
cube.
the object that we want to be placed on our icy there, which is a sprinkle. And
Shift
various types
A.
of sprinkles. We're going to go for the most common
add
one,
in.
which is based off a what shape? A cylinder. So
Cylinder,
Shift
okay.
A, I'm going to add in. This is
I'm gonna make
new
it
object.
cubes.
It's not
We're gonna
in
use
edit mode or
cubes.
anything like that. New object, cylinder. Now when you do that, again, scale of Blender. Things we're working at like 10 meters scale or something. We can just turn that all the way down to its like absolute smallest size, to like down here, and it's like almost the right size.
I'm gonna apply the scale too.
And then the vertex count, because this is going to be scattered all over our donut. You can see the number of like faces on there.
Nope.
It's quite a lot. That's a very detailed singular sprinkle. We don't need that much, so I'm going to set that to instead 8.
Function S?
All right. So now I've got that.
Oh, function
Let's
A.
just move this.
That's right.
Move this to
Control,
the side
no.
here. Move this up, and I'm just going to
there it
increase
is.
the
Play
scale
scale.
of the x-axis. Sorry, the z-axis. So SZ, just so that I can just roughly get about the size of the sprinkle. And also just to scale it just S without any axes, just so that I can make it a little bit bigger.
Good. Scaling it,
And
and we're
that
going
looks
to do a Shift
Okay.
A.
So now with my
No,
icing
not Shift
selected,
A. Control
I
A
am going
to
to-
supply the scale. There we go.
between here and here, where it joins in, we're going to create our, we're going to start referencing this new cylinder as our sprinkle. So
Okay.
you'd think it would be under points, but it's actually under instances. So instances, this is a word, it's just under instances. We'll talk about it later. Under instances. And there's two here that I always get them confused. Instances
Instance
on points
points.
or instances to points. And the one we're looking for is instance on points. And I
Okay.
always get them confused. It's, I don't know. I think they got to come up with a different name to like delineate properly. Yeah, it's. I always click the wrong one.
Shift
but
A,
we're creating points,
mesh.
and so therefore we want to put an instance, which is going to be an
Curve,
object
mesh
that is
points.
like referenced fast, like you can like stream
no.
it essentially without
Input.
loading in the
Input.
data 1,000 times. That's what an instance is.
Object info.
Yeah, so we're putting that instance on our points.
I'm going to
Okay,
guess
so
that
we've
it's
got this
object
node here,
info.
and now this instance, whatever we put in this instance, is going to be our points, essentially. So if we were to
Geometry.
actually select our
Instance.
cylinder up here in our outline, and if we were to just drag
Ooh,
this
I may have been right.
to our geometry nodes thing, and look what it does. It creates an object.
Aha,
info
I was right. It was an
with
object
our
info.
cylinder. So, like,
Sweet.
another way to access that.
I know what I'm
would
doing, I
be,
swear.
Input object info right there if you haven't deleted it. But that's a really short and easy way to just click, drag it across, and now I've got it selected there. And if I take the geometry from that and then put that into the instance of that.
Okay,
it
how
won't
do I
say anything
increase
because
the
our
number of
density is
instances,
set
though?
to,
I increase
nothing,
the
basically.
density?
Now you can
No.
see something's happening. We've got
Oh, I do.
cylinders, little tiny cylinders.
Oh,
here
I increased the number of
on our
cubes that are on it. Oh, look at
yeah,
that.
These cylinders are looking really short and stubby. What's going on? This comes back to that problem that if you watched the whole series
Relative?
from the start,
No.
you'll know that when you scale and do things,
Interesting.
and when I
As
was
instance?
scaling this, what it did was it changed the scale of
Selection,
this object. And that's
pix
kind of,
instance.
it's not been applied
Ooh, rotation.
to the object data yet, essentially. So what we need to do
Shift
first is
A.
hit Control A and then apply scale.
Random.
And now it's actually
Random
referencing the
value.
object
Here we go.
correctly. Okay.
It's just going to be a float value. Float
So far,
on
so
the
good.
rotation.
It is rotating
okay.
it though the wrong way because it's rotating it, upwards because that's how this cylinder looks. So I'm going to rotate this on the x-axis. So RX, and then you can see in the top left-hand corner that'll actually give you the rotation amount.
Seed.
And I want to go for exactly
Interesting.
minus 90 degrees. And you could actually type it in by hitting minus 90, and then you'll get that. Or another way is to just hold down Control, and then it will snap it to the nearest 5-degree increments. So that's a way that you can rotate something to
value.
exact.
Okay, so we have that,
axis,
and
or
then
exact
what about scale? Ooh.
So now I've done that.
Okay, let's not
nothing
do
has
that.
changed
Let's do
because,
the random
again,
value, but let's
we've now changed
duplicate
the
that.
rotation here, but it hasn't really applied to the object.
Oh.
So I need to apply it. Control A, rotation.
Random
Aha.
value there.
Okay, so now something's happening. I'm going to increase the density here so that we can see more of our sprinkles. Okay, things are getting better, but you can see now we've got another problem where it's like it looks okay at the top, but down here it's now jumping into it like that. So that's because what we needed to do is to follow the rotation of these faces down here, not use this blanket value across the whole thing, but follow the rotation of the faces. So, and this is where, you know, a lot of people find geometry nodes is very complicated and complex, and it is. It does kind of change your workflow from being like a canvas tool, like an artist.
Kind of, but it makes sense, yeah.
But what we've got here is distributing points. So we're creating points, and each of those points could have a rotation based on the face, right? So each of these individual points before them with their little like blotchy shapes, they have a rotation applied to them. So if we took that rotation from the face and put that into here, which is our instances, now it's actually matching the rotation of the face. So it's kind of wrapping around it.
What if
That's what we want. So let's increase our density here. And you have to use really high values here because we're working at such a small scale. So this density value, if you were making a, let's say like a grass or something across here, right, like working at like 2 meters, right, let's say, or like a human scale, right, you would need to use far, far less, you know, maybe 50 if you want like 50 scattered rocks across here. It's essentially, what is it? It's density per meter. And because we're working at like 10 centimeters, a tenth of that, is like we have to really crank this up to get, you know, if we want 90 sprinkles on it.
Is he doing this on top of the donut or the... Oh, I know what's wrong.
We just have to use really, really large.
I know what's wrong.
All right, now, once you start adding, once you get to, yeah, let's go 50,000.
Okay, okay, I know what's wrong. This one needs
doing it progressively,
add modifier geometry nodes.
But yeah, let's go 50,000. You can see that, okay, it's cool, but like, okay, now our rotation looks silly because it's following it like it's made of straw. It's like all combed into it. Whereas really we want each of these points to individually rotate, still apply to the face so they're not like jutting out crazy.
Okay, and this one needs to remove that one.
Here and here, this rotation value we need to tweak. So
no, it's
again,
on the
not to know, or
no.
you'd never guess what node to use. It's one of those things you can only learn from tutorials. But the node that we're looking for, Shift A.
No, go back, go back.
A rotation applied to them up to get, you know, if we want 90 sprinkles of rocks across here, it's essentially, what is it? It's density, which is really cool. It's what we want. So let's.
Huh. The sprinkles. Oh, okay, not all of them are. Okay, if I minimize some of these things, are they pointing in the right direction? Not really, and they're not really following the... They're still not following the thingy. Still not following the thingy. That's pointing in that direction. That's really not following either direction either. But it is following the surface. Oh, I know why. I know why. It's because I didn't make this correctly. It is following it, but it's not following this. Right. Okay, so... if I were to add a geometry node to this and put this onto that... this to that, okay. Ooh. Right. No, it's still not right. Get rid of you. Interesting that it doesn't work like that. Well, I've messed something up completely. Let's just go right on back to that. And we'll just continue on with the tutorial. Oh well. Oh well.
Man, oil axis. Okay, so if we just increase this, you would see that we're rotating it, but it's not actually on the... Like, we have to really crank this up to get, you know, if we want 90 sprinkles on our donut or something, I guess we have to go 9,000, something like that. Anyways, we just have to use really, really large amounts. All right, now, once you start adding, once you get to, yeah, let's go 50,000. I'll show you how to make this easy. I'm just doing it progressively so you can understand things. But yeah, let's go 50,000. You can see that, okay, it's cool, but like, okay, now our rotation looks silly because it's following it like it's made of straw. It's like all combed into it. Whereas really we want each of these points to individually rotate, still apply to the face so they're not like jutting out crazy, but rotate around it. So between here and here, this rotation value we need to tweak. So again, you're not to know, or you'd never guess what node to use. It's one of those things you can only learn from tutorials. But the node that we're looking for, Shift A, is underneath Utilities, and we're looking for Rotate Euler. Is that how you pronounce that word? Euler?
No, it's Euler.
Some weird... Alrighty, Swiss. Basil Swiss.
Shift.
Alright, cool, man. Euler is how we're supposed to pronounce your name, but you're dead.
Rotate
so
Euler.
I'm going with Euler. It makes more sense to me. It's got an E and a U and an L and an ER. Euler. No, Euler. Euler. All right. So we drop this in here, making sure it's in the rotation. And now we can tweak it. So if we hit rotate by, and we just like, you know, rotate on one of these values here, you can see that we're rotating it on that specific axis. And look, we're getting some weird looking effects. Okay. The axis that we want to use is the Z axis because we're looking top down, so hit the little Z thing up there. We want to rotate along this axis. Okay, so if we just increase this, you would see that we're rotating it, but it's not actually on the right axis. Like something weird's going on. And that's because by default, base orientation is object, which I guess is the orientation of this object, but we want it to be local. And now it is local, I believe, to this sprinkle. That's my understanding of it. Whatever, could be wrong, but that's fine. Cool, so that's good. Now, you can see that we're rotating it, but it's on, they're all getting the exact same value. So we want to add basically randomness to this single value there. And the node for that, let me just move this up here so we're a little cleaner and easier to understand, is just type in search, and it is random value. This is one you will use all the time because it is very, very common. When making something, you want to have random values for each iteration, point, or
separate, I think.
So this will generate a random value, and there's a number of ways to do it. The default is float, which means just basically a single number, and it'll give you something between 0 and 1, okay? Now, if I was to take this and put this into here, you can see that it is working. It's rotating each of those points on its own individual axes. But yeah, it's on all axes.
Combine.
So all the axes are getting a random value of 0 and 30.
XYZ, yes.
That's not what we want. It's a little bit mashed up. So what we want to do is change it from float to vector. So vector, and this is where some people go like, oh, geometry nodes, it's too complex. I get it. Like vector, right, what is a vector? It's 3 axes, okay? Your X, your Y, and your Z. Your X, your Y, and your Z.
Yeah.
So it's just like this, 0 to 30, but we've got it for each individual axis, which is exactly what we want. So if we were to put this into here, rotate by, now it's generating on 0 to 1, but we can say not the X and not the Y axis, just the Z axis. All right, so it's working. Each point is getting their own individual rotation. It's adhering to the direction of the icing, but it's not fully rotated, right? Something's going on. That's because this value here. We need to increase this, and you'd think like 360, right? Because 360 degrees. And I was actually confused by this because it looks like, yeah, like it's already rotating like way more than 360 degrees. This is actually a radian. Like this is degree because it's got the little degree thing there. This is a radian value, which is I guess like a single. It's like actually I spoke to Arundel, who is a guy who really knows
and 0.
Just ask him a load of questions. But basically a radian is like so pi,
that's all rotating properly.
In fact, if you type in pi, P-I, you'll get the value 3.142. That'll give you 180 degrees because it's like half the circle.
Oh, okay.
This is where I like blanked out in math in class. I just like.
Oh, this is where math.
Test.
Where I wish I knew math a lot.
He evidently knows what he's talking about. It's double pi because it needs to be more than more than 100. Needs to be 360.
Because if you know math a lot, you can do all of these generational things.
If you type that in, it's double pi. And that's all the value you
Tau?
need. Like, so basically, I mean, you don't have to remember, like, to type in tau for the thing. It just anything more than 6
double pi.
will give you the correct thing.
Double
It just
pi.
has to be more than 360. So
What flavor is it?
That was
It's
also explained
3.14 flavored.
yeah, basically why.
You know, I've never seen Minecraft VTuber model before. I don't think. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, that's all you need.
This is the...
Okay, so we got a random
My
value.
model.
Good. It's working. Things are working. Great. Cool. All right, the next thing to solve is...
Made it myself.
How do we stop the
I made it
sprinkles from
myself.
appearing in places
Hi, Holmes.
where they should not, right? We don't
We're
want
learning-
globbity bits, and we also don't want it
We're learning,
underneath the icing, which is what's happening. It's putting
Geometry
it
nodes. It's something that I've
So,
always tried to...
What we need to do is
always
do
trying to,
something called
figure
a
out.
weight paint. Okay, so if we select our icing and then hit Control Tab, that brings up a pie menu here for the different modes. So we've already used Edit Mode, we've already used Sculpt Mode before, but there's one here, Weight Paint. Oh, I actually did because I was
Okay.
practicing for this tutorial. I've already done it. When you do weight paint, it will automatically add in a vertex group to it. So a vertex group it's basically like a value of between 0 and 1 for each individual point on your mesh. And you basically paint it in. Now it's covered in sprinkles right now, so I'm going to go to my modify stack. And as we learned before, this little button here will disable a modifier from your viewport only. And this one would disable it from your render, but
Okay.
just viewport, turn it off. Okay, so if I was to now just paint on here, whoops, by default it would be this. Hey, why are you back again? It's painting what looks like a heat map, okay? So the way this works in weight paint, dark blue is a value of 0, red is a value of 1, and then these other values are obviously leading up from there, like light blue, then green, then yellow, and then red to be all the way to 1. Right?
Okay.
So we want to paint, essentially, where do we want our sprinkles to go? Okay, so I'm going to change the size. I'll change my
So that it's
weight
not
paint, so it's
all
Control F.
over
Same
the
hotkeys as before
icing.
For, texture paint and sculpting. F to change the size of your brush, and then Control F to change the weight in this case. All right, so I don't want it on those inner parts. I definitely don't want it down here. Like that.
Ah, that's how I
It's
change
just
the
where it
scale of
could
the brush. Okay, there we go.
Actually appear. And the other thing I'll do is this is where you sort of get a little bit artistic, but yeah, you don't want to have like constant values anywhere. So I'm just going to use like single clicks to just say like no sprinkles here or less sprinkles. Right, so I'm giving it a lower strength value. And then I'll just do a few little. It just makes it. Yeah, it just makes your
Rainbow
what you're
coloring
creating look
this-
more interesting, and you've got something that is a
This
little
is
bit
donut.
unpredictable.
Actually, you know what?
Then,
While
what
I'm
you would
waiting
get
on some
normal.
things, I
Okay.
should
So
see if I
once
could
I've
do
finished
that.
weight painting, hit Control
Object.
Tab again, and then go back to Object Mode. You could also just do it
Oh,
up here, by the way.
well, he's already done.
Okay, let's turn on our geometry nodes. So how do I get that reflected on my mesh? How do I use that vertex group, which, by the way, we might as well rename it, sprinkles density. How do I use that in my density right here? Now, I was asking Arendelle about this. I imagine at some point there would be a node that you could reference the weight paint group.
Because we
At the
used
moment,
cubes
this is the only way
instead.
to do it. We drag this value into this blank input down here of our group input. Okay. Now what this does, this is actually a really, really handy thing. Not just for this, but for anything. This is exposing a value. When we take something from here and we put it into one of these blank things, what it's also doing is it's putting that value over here in your modify stack. So now I've got access to that density value over here, so that I don't have to jump to my geometry nodes if I want to change the density of my sprinkles later on. I can just play with it right here without having to open
Oh, okay. Cube density.
Right. Really, really handy.
No.
Next to it is a box, and this is the box that is important. It is the weight paint box, or the vertex group, or is it? Maybe it's just any attribute.
Yeah, it's an attribute
you'll
box.
see that if I click that little thing, it changes from a number to basically a text field, and then you can reference different attributes of the object. The one we're looking for, of course,
I've done that.
is called sprinkles density.
I've made the cube density.
Right. Now, when I did that, what exactly happened? Nothing. And that is because
Made everything
it has
disappear.
assigned a
Where's my
value
stuff?
of 0 to 1. Okay? Whereas previously, before, we were using values of 50
Oh yeah, that's right.
So I would need to convert my 0 to 1 to a 50,000 thing, which I could do with a
The math node, yeah.
math node. Okay, so that was a utility math. Set
Yeah,
this
but
to
I'm
multiply, and then put this in here, and then if I added in
50,000, but we don't want to do that.
Only appearing where it needs to be. Ta-da!
Oh, is that what you want?
So,
okay.
And then if I wanted to, I could also take this value and plug this in over here, and then now this controls my density, right? It's like it's my exposed density of this thing. Oh, and it's also, yeah, I guess it's got a
50,000.
I mean, this is the other thing. Like, we're going to change this.
What?
In a second.
Not add.
Because
add? It's multiply. It's multiply. That's what it is.
So it looks cool, but
Multiply. There we
start
go.
with clipping.
And now it's actually doing the thing.
Each of these sprinkles is intersecting with other sprinkles. How on earth can we fix it? Well, we couldn't previously with particle nodes. We were just out of luck. We would have to just play with this seed value.
And hope that it was right, yeah.
It's like it's
just
a single value that it's infinite variations. So if you don't like the orientation, the distribution, you could just hit this until you find something that you like. And that was my advice for the previous particle nodes. And it will still be my advice, but there is something that will help us right here. This is the first instance where we've got an advantage over particles.
Okay.
It's, not just random distribution, but something called Poisson disk distribution. Poisson. There's no W in it, but I was told that's how you say it. I guess it's French. When we use this, okay, first of all, we've lost something, okay?
What?
We've got some new... so let's just talk about this a little bit. Okay, so we've got, by default,
density mix.
And the density max is probably set to, I think, 10. That's probably what yours
Minimum.
is. But if we set this to 50,000, that is now identical to the random distribution, okay? So random, Poisson disk, density max is the exact same thing as your density value. What Poisson disk gives us as an addition is something called distance min. And the way this works is each of these points, right?
Well, I need to let him go through that because I think I just killed my
so if I was to just increase this to
killed my thingy.
So we're working on like 10 centimeters scale.
I gave it too many.
It's going to create a radius around it, and then if there's a point inside that radius
thinking.
near this one,
It's
going to
thinking.
cancel that point. So it's going to delete that point. And then, of course, obviously, if I increase the size of my radius, it's now going to find more points.
I want to delete that.
What I want to do is just
I want to delete that value.
Until, I'm using annotations. Let me turn that off. Until it starts to look plausible. Now the thing is it's still not perfect.
Delete.
Because it doesn't know the rotation
Get
of
rid of it.
these points. It doesn't know what this object size is. All it knows is that there is a point there, and it's creating things that's canceling.
Oh no.
But sprinkles, obviously, if two of them are like side by side, it shouldn't be canceled out, right? Because they're not intersecting, okay? But it doesn't know the rotation of it. So really, the only way to fix this would be for Blender to have something called circle pattern.
Poison is a French mathematicians. Oh, poison. Poison is French mathematicians. Ah, interesting.
What we have with this method is to increase it to a really high amount so that even the 2 points couldn't touch each other end to end like that. But then it doesn't look realistic because the spacing is too big.
Spacing is
what
too
I
normal.
Is use something that is a little plausible. You've still got them pretty close together. You'll get rid of most of the clipping this way, but then the seed value you want to change that until you got something that it's like there's not as much clipping. So my advice is still pretty similar to before, but at least it's better because we've got the radius. So it'll detect most of the clips and it'll get rid of it. But you want to find something that will not have as much intersection. But don't bother with that now because it's going to change as we do more things. All right, so what I want to do now is I want to, because I haven't, you can see we've still got we're not using the weight paint group anymore. So when you're using, if you just use random,
it's dead.
The weight paint group.
It's very much dead. I gotta restart it.
So it's using our
because I put it in the wrong field node and caused 50,000 of things to appear.
We want to instead put it into density factor, which is conveniently a value between 0 and 1. So we don't even need to do any multiplication or anything. It's now this is our density.
Dang.
This is our weight paint group.
No.
So, in fact, if we want to tidy this
broken.
up, we could say
we broke it.
Wait.
Or I broke it.
Okay. And then this
You
one,
guys
we will
didn't
say
break it. I broke it. I messed it up.
Sprinkle.
Did you save beforehand? I don't think so.
Okay, and then sprinkle density is going to be private.
We'll find out where we actually left off.
I like poison disc more because you get random. It just like puts it all into one thing. You have to do a bunch of nodes to mix it up. But poisson disc will give you these extra things. So it's
donut.
A lot nicer. Cool. Let's clean this up a little bit better.
Yeah, we're all the way back there.
Density. Now here's something else. We've got this density factor now.
Cute.
Around 50,000 is what
All
you
right.
want, but that's
So
like,
if
you
I
just click and drag, and it's really annoying to do it at such really high value.
Shift A, let's bring in a mesh.
Is add an A
Bring in a cylinder.
This
Oh,
is
hey.
Nope.
Scale.
And I'm gonna hit a multiply, just like we did before, but for 10,000.
Shift,
no.
Control A, apply scale. There we go.
I was supposed to. Oh, okay. It didn't crash it. All right.
Oh, it didn't crash it for you, but it did crash it for me.
10,000 roughly by another 10,000, which is not good. I was supposed to first set this to 50 so that it wouldn't do an insanely high calculation. The reason it wasn't bananas over here was that density min was deleting most of them. So, by the way, it doesn't actually delete it; it just hides it. So, you don't want to
rotate
use
Y
basically,
90.
you want to, set this to 0. Get your density max amount like here. You want to get
Okay,
this to something
so let's
that
see
is,
if we
like,
can catch
reasonable,
up here.
and then you use your distance.
Somehow we've got to catch up. We need to do the Shift A.
Because you won't. It'll just slow down.
Input.
Alright, so we are at around 30 minutes. In the next part, we're going to improve this even more by creating random
Show me
variations
the
to our cylinders.
geometry node.
Leading up from there, like light blue.
Eh.
It's just a single value.
He doesn't actually go further into it. Ah, dang it. So he doesn't go further into the geometry nodes. Ah, man, I was hoping to learn more about that. Ah. Alright. Well, I guess that doesn't help me.
That doesn't help.
I wonder how you make a building. Like, how do you make a building out of that? Because before they were showing, you know, the cool things that you could do a building. And that would be perfect for something like, say, Minecraft, since everything is all block made. Like, but all of those, oh gosh, look at how complicated that is too. Look at all those wires. Goodness sakes. All of those wires. Ooh. Building generator by Yakovlev. Free download, link in the description. Hold on. Let's see here. Can we get that? Building generator. I want to see if we can play around with this. $0. I want this. Okay. Jayla 440. Okay. View content. Download. All right, and let's see if we can turn this building into something like a Minecraft thingy. Okay, yeah. So what this does then is, let's take a look at the assets. Yeah, look at this. So basically, it just takes some of these assets right here and turns it into the building over there. Interesting. So if I building size in that direction, it scales like so. Let me take a look at the building. Yeah. And that's just a flat color roof, so it can be scaled Add any way. Could I change the assets to something Minecraft? Like, could this be changed somehow? Y, and then Z. Yeah, there we go. And then inside the building, yeah, it's just flat faces inside the building. Duplicate collection. So if we replace some of these things, what happens? I want to bring in a new collection. Call this unused again, and I'm going to bring in the Minecraft palette. Render append collection palette. Okay. Minecraft palette. Yes. Okay. Alright, Minecraft palette. What do we want to turn things into? How do these assets work? Let's take a look at one of these windows and something like that. Z. Yeah, there we go. Z, solid. Z, material preview, okay. I want to view. There it is. There it is. There it is. Okay, so this is not much on the texture department. Texture department is not that much. Shading. UV editing. There it is. I want to see window test. No. Wall. No. Tile. No. So that's how the window works. So it is square. It is showing up as square. Add in deep slate. Deep slate. And then I want to turn those into deep slate and see how that works. Sign. I'll turn some of those into deep slate. Okay. And helps when that is square. Oh, those are different. Ah, okay, interesting. Okay, so that can be turned into deep slate as well.
That outfit is not looking too hot right now. You need something that looks prettier. Outfit change!
Deep slate. What are we changing into? We are Chapuka Christmas Snow Wolf. We can do that. No problem. Cheetons. Snow Wolf. Christmas Snow Wolf? Christmas Snow Wolf. There it is. There we go. Christmas snow. And then if I change this guy to also deslate, assign. Good. Let's do that with all of these guys here. So if I select all of these guys here that have some of that tile stuff on them, can I change over all of them? So this guy... Yes, I think these are all separated almost by texture. Yeah, and then add in deep slate, deep slate, assign, and then I want to copy material to selected, and then assigned. There we go. And I do a mass thing. Ooh. And then... nope. Assign. Yes. Assign. And it didn't change anything up here. It changed one of the things, but it didn't change all the things. Why didn't it change all the things? Oh, I know why. Goodness sakes. Delete hierarchy. That's why, because I duplicated the darn thing. Huh? Okay, and then I just want to select all of that. Oh, okay, there we go, there we go, there we go. Copy material to selected. Okay, that helps. And then assign. There we go. Now I have a deep and slate building. And it matches up fairly well. Matches up fairly well. That's nice. That's so cool. Now, if I can change the windows somehow. Actually, yeah. Yeah, I can make these guys a little bit more square, can't I? I could. Doom, bum, bum. Dum, bum. Bum, ba-dum. I take this guy and I span this out a bit, like so. Oh, no, 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 I can't. I have to do this as well, too. Do, select. And then this guy. Select. Ooh, nope, nope. Select. Ooh, no, I'm selecting all of them. Select. There we go. Now I can do something like this. Oh yeah, but that expands that. Ooh, what if I do... Scale. No. Grab only moves it, doesn't it? Yeah. Scale X. No, that doesn't work. Scale X. Grab. No, that doesn't work. Scale X. Darn. What if I did grab? No. Grab. Grab X. Nope. Grab Y. No. Darn. Do. There we go. Well, if I just did this to make it squarer, And then scale X. Scale X. No. This. That. Give me that. Yes. This is what I want. Points. Scale X. There we go. That'll make that. Okay, so now that's more square, and I could put a different texture inside of here. Like a glass pane instead. So instead of the window, I want glass. Perfect. And I can change things over to Minecraft. Sweet, so then I can have a potentially more Minecrafty building. Although that window isn't in here much at all. I don't even see it. Oh, it's at the base. Ah, it's one of those base ones. Oh, and you can see straight through it into the building. Just like, oh. Yeah, it's a huge courtyard right in the middle there. That is so cool. Yeah, so if I wanted to, I could change over some of the assets and figure out how this works. Awesome. So I've actually ran out of things that I wanted to do, because we kind of failed on the donut there. We learned what I wanted to from the donut tutorial, and yeah, and I didn't save. What should we do now, guys? We got an hour left. Oh, by the way, thank you, Mr. Funkin. Thank you very much for the follow. I appreciate that. I have no idea. Could see if I could figure out how to use these geometry nodes somehow. Geometry nodes. Building Y and Z. Wow, this is complicated. Point separate. Point separate. Attribute fill. Goodness sakes. Point fill. Wow. Join geometry, join geometry, join geometry. Good golly. Good golly. Wall builder. Wall builder. Goodness sakes, how does one make something like that? I want to be able to make my own building like that in Minecraft. Just a Minecraft Blender creator. Did you explain how the light in the windows works? Oh, the light isn't real. I think what the light is basically just an emission. I think it's just a texture, and then the texture just emits light. Yeah, it is complex. I'm trying to figure it out myself. It does not look complicated at all. open recent. Let me open up the Minecraft palette here. Let's get out of this. Yeah, don't save. Do, 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 do. Well then, yeah, I've got... trying to think of projects that I need to work on. I could work on my dragon. Give me this. I want this to turn to the underscore mob slayer underscore YouTube. There we go. Because the most complicated thing I've ever done is just a texture switcher, which was this. I mean, it's not too terribly complicated. It's just a bunch of textures, and it just determines which one I want, since the result is only just one thing. Yeah, I don't think... Let's see here. Where is my dragon, anyways? Workshop. Grab my workshop, all things. There's my dragon. Need to start fixing up this guy a bit more. Because there's, I think I got the leg working. Did I get the leg working? Let's see here. No, I had this starting to turn into what I wanted it to. Grab, you are part of that system. You need to have some constraints. That's right. This, go to the dragon armature, bone. You need to point to IK left main, I believe, yes. Left main, and then I want you to go at least one bone. 2 bone, I think it is, right? 2 bone? Yeah, 2 bone. Okay. 2 bone, and then I want you to have a pole target. The pole target is going to be this bone right here. Bone. IK. Elbow. Do. 180. Stretch, weight position, rotation, influence, yeah. Grab, yes, that's correct-ish. You are there, good. And this needs to bend in this direction, right? And then you should be able to... Yeah, there you go. Now you can bend properly. Good. And you need to also have an IK. Inverse kinematics. You're going to have a weight of 1. Point to this guy. Bone. IK. Hand, yes. And now when this points around, the foot will point around, so that way, wherever this goes, the foot will stay flat when it needs to. Good. So now that works, good. We can duplicate that system. Just grab all of these bones. And Shift S, cursor to world origin. I want to duplicate this. Scale Y -1. Oh wait, no. I want it to be by 3D cursor. Scale Y -1. Okay. So this. Those are origins. Yep, grab. Correct-ish. Yeah, that's correct. That's correct. This needs to bend in this direction. That works. And that works. Good. Perfect. Alright, and then I should be able to do the same with these if I select all of these bones and do again from 3D cursor. Again from... Actually, no, I don't want it from 3D cursor. All I should do is duplicate these. That's what I should do. Let's have a median point. Duplicate. And I want these guys to go backwards. Right here. In the center. Good. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, about 4 over. I think that's doing okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. Grab you guys. Go... Actually, not these two. These two can stay. No. There we go. Bring you down to the feet. Good. And let's grab these two and bring these down to the knees. Good. And then... these should extend outward. Good, and this should work perfectly, right? Almost. These two. Give me these two. Rotate. Now we can grab these two. There we go. Awesome. So now the legs work. Awesome. These are all boned correctly. Yes. Give that a save. Dragon is coming together. These need to be named correctly, don't they? Upper arm right. Arm up right, yes. This needs to be as arm down right. Yes.
Bang, bang.
Bang, bang. Ben, welcome back in. Main L. We're working on the donut, and I kind of crashed. Yeah, I kind of crashed the donut, and I kind of failed on it. So, but I learned what I wanted to from the tutorial about the geometry nodes. Well, as much as he gave me. I'll probably have to do some more geometry node tutorial stuff, but yeah, I kind of crashed it and killed it. Oops. Main. Yeah.
Hey, Buka. Psst, psst. My reader is trying to get your attention. Buka. Shh. They're trying to get your attention. Buka, pay them in the
Let's
chat.
see here. I need this to change to main right. Okay. And then this guy. Give me this guy. That one. Yeah, there we go. This needs to be hand right. There we go. Needs to be IK hand right. And then F3, F2, elbow right. Alright. So now these need to be changed over to these names. F3, no. 2. Arm, it is no longer an arm. It is a leg. Leg up. And this needs to be leg down. And get these bones organized properly. Okay, main. Left. Okay. Main foot. Main foot. L. Okay. Do that same thing over here too. Main foot. I think that's named the right same thing. Yeah, main foot. Good. This is hand. Oh, this is foot. Foot L. Not hand. Foot. Same thing with this guy. R. Foot. Good. Foot. Right. Foot. Okay. Elbow turns to knee. Elbow turns to knee. Okay, good. I think these are all labeled properly. Base bone. Main foot, yep. I want from 3D cursor, I want to duplicate this guy. Duplicate and then scale Y -1. Okay, perfect. Wing in right. Wing in, wing out right. Okay, good. I think that's everything for right now that the mesh needs to attach to. I'm still not sure how to do the neck. Like, I've been thinking over it every now and then while I'm at work, and I'm not quite sure how to do that. let's see here. I think if I turn this into an IK bone, I turn this into an IK bone, what happens here? Inverse kinematics, and we're going to go. One. Actually, gonna go 2. See how that works. 1. I don't know. Target. Armature. And then hip. Right? This one? Hip. No. Well, that didn't work. 2. No. Well, that's not working right. How does one make a hip bone? Okay, so that's doing okay, but that one's attached to there. Let's do... I want that to be not like so. I want this to be attached to that. Let's do... keep offset. So that way... Pose mode. So that way this guy can follow the tail. That would be nice. Did you know 29 kilogram boxes are not easy to carry around? Yeah, I knew that. But they're fun to carry around. They're not easy, but they're fun. No, it didn't play. That's odd. Oh, I probably know why. I know why. Yeah, it's because we crashed also. We also crashed midstream too. This needs to be parented to that. I think I have it backwards around. Keep offset. That's right. So this parents to that. That's what we want. Right, so now this... Okay. This parents to that, and then... This needs to parent to this. That's what needs to happen. Keep offset. Okay, so that needs to parent to this. So this doesn't do anything. Right, now I can do the IK, inverse kinematics, and I want it to point to this armature, yeah. And bone, hip. And do. No. Not quite. What if we got rid of that and just did the pull target? We just did the pull target for the hip. And then, ooh, where'd it go? Armature, and then we don't want the hip. We want back. Or spine. Spine, what? 2? 1? Oh. That's not right. Spine. Yeah, I wanted to point to that. Spine. One. Not quite. Wow, that does not work. Spine. No. It has to have something to point at. It has to point at something. Spine. 2. No. I don't think that the hip is quite possible just yet. Not quite sure how to do the hip. We'll have to figure that out later. So we'll just get rid of that guy for now. Bones gone. But at least it does that. That's kind of what I was... That's the main problem of what I want to make sure that it does. Is that it bends the legs properly. Welcome on, the Penguin. Welcome on in. Bouncy. Hello. Let's see here. We are VTuber Donut. Creating Minecraft Dragon. There we go. There we go. How to do the neck? I think add bone constraint. Copy location. How do we do the neck? Because I want the neck to kind of follow a proper... neck needs to follow the head. I don't like how they had it before with the other dragon. The other dragon was kind of weird on how it did that. If we had add bone constraint, inverse kinematics, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, there we go. 6, 5, okay. 5, and then armature dragon? No. Because it can't be an item that is attached to it. It can't be attached to it. So, if we duplicate this and rotate on individual medium point, active element, there we go. Rotate Y 90, something, just anything. And then you are attached to this guy. Keep offset. Alright, and then I want you to actually be attached to this. Yeah, let's see how that works. Keep offset. And then you need to be pointed at target this guy. Armature dragon, and you are going to be pointed at head second. And then what happens when we do this? Okay, so that does bend. That does bend backwards. But it bends so weirdly. Okay, and then we need to have a pole target here. Duplicate. Do, 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 do. And I want you to be attached to that. Control P. Keep offset. Neck, neck, IK. IK. Neck curve. This is gonna be neck curve. Curve. Point that at that. Pole target. Neck. Oh wait, no. I just want to point at the armature first. And then we can go to neck curve. So now, when we do this, I want you to be bending like so. Is that right? Or is that wrong? Why are you following anything right now? Alright, you're following something. And then... if I pull you back, that's not how that works. That's definitely not how that works. It's fitting for a season, yep. And the dragon rig is just for myself, just because I need to have a different rig for the dragon. The one that that's free doesn't quite do what I want it to. So I'm trying to figure out how to create my own. If I figure out how to create my own, I can make it better. No. I mean, it kind of works. It doesn't work completely, though. Yeah, I don't like how that works. Full angle, iterations, 500. Rotation. That doesn't help. Well then. Well then. I have somewhat of a functioning dragon thingy here. Somewhat of a functioning one, and I'm not quite certain. Looks proper. Alright. Well, I can at least attach the dragon to the current bone and stuff that's happening here. I can at least do that. Yeah, so let's at least attach this to where it needs to go. So this needs to apply to the... Oh, wait, that's right. I need to attach it to the bone system. With empty groups. Yeah, empty groups. Attach it to the thing with empty groups. Bone groups. No, that doesn't work. Enveloped weights, automatic weights. No, I want it to set the parent with close mode. Yeah. Empty groups. Interesting. Object node. There we go. There we go. We got it. We got it. Alright, sweet. Sweet, 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 sweet. Thank you very much for the hydrate reminder. Cool, cool. Any reptile, really. Head. Good. This sign. Give it a save, will do. And that's attached to the head. This needs to be attached to a section of the neck. Sort by name. Neck. What part of the neck is that? That is neck 4. Neck 4, assign. Neck 3, assign. Neck 2, assign. Neck 1, assign. Neck 0. Sign. So now this should have... Oh boy. Whoops. You, sir, need to have this changed about 180 degrees. Thank you very much. So now this should have at least the head moving. Okay. And then you need to have your curve switched that direction. Actually, no. Because then this can come down. No, because that flips it. That flips it. Okay. Do stretch, rotation. No, that's not gonna work. Whoa, whoa. Chain length. Iterations. Pole target. What if we got rid of the pole target?
Hey,
Yeah.
Puka.
Whole target doesn't seem to work
My
properly.
reader is
We'll
trying to
figure it
get your
out sooner
attention.
than later.
Puka,
Yes.
they're trying to get your attention. Puka, pay attention to the chat. Psst, psst.
Yeah, but yeah, we crashed. We crashed before, and so Blurp isn't quite working. Yeah, sorry about that. Because we crashed, Blurp isn't working. Let's see. I need to get rid of that. Twitch. Sorry about that. Yeah, I need to remove it. Edit panels. Blurb. Remove. Yeah. Before anybody else does that. Alright. Grab. Okay. All right. Okay. That's not going to help me. But we'll just continue attaching everything to the bones, because eventually I have to figure out how to work that. Blep. Thank you, Bouncy, for blep. 33 bits of blep. We need... Did I not subdivide this? I don't think I did. I didn't cut this mesh up properly yet. There we go. Now it's cut properly. Select. There we go. You need to be spine, I believe. Right? Spine 2. Assign. Yes. And then these vertices. Hello. There we go. Get rid of those, get rid of these, and get rid of those. Spine. Actually, go back. Okay, and I want... That should be... Yeah, that should be spine 2, right? Assign. And then the rest of these should have varying degrees. That's right, that's right. Do I need to separate it even further? I don't think so. I think this one is just going to be spine 2. spine 1, assign, and then this is spine 0, assign. Okay, good. Well, how to assign this? Zoop. I think we need to select all of these here. Give it a good L there, and then hide. So these ones I think are going to be a little complicated. Box. Yes, okay. Box. That is going to be left wing or wing left out. Wing left in. Sign. Box. Wing left out. Sign. There we go. Sign, and then this one. Sign. There we go. You want wing right in. Assign. Yes. Wing right in. Assign. Box. Right out. Sign good. This, however, is going to get funky. Wing out, remove. Wing out, remove, and this one needs wing out, remove as well. Remove. Okay. That should grab most of this, right? Okay. Yes. So that grabs most of that. How do the wings operate? Do they work fine? Kind of, not really. Kind of, not really. I think I've made a mistake with these. Object mode. Thank you for the boop of the snoot. Sorry about the blurps. Blurps aren't working right. I have a question. Is this the most moving digital parts you've done? No. Well, probably. I did make Zoomavoid's motion capture rig, if you ever saw that, for the small length of time that it was around. Hello, something's wrong here. Something is very wrong here. What is going on? Something is very wrong. What is going on? What is going on? Interesting. Okay. Okay. That might be better. That might be better. Hold on. That's so much better. Oh my gosh, that is so much better. Okay. Now it bends at the proper point. There we go. Gosh. Now it bends at the proper point. Dun, 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 dun. There we go. Now it bends at the proper point. There we go. Much better. Alright, and how does
That
this
outfit
turn?
is not looking too hot right now. You need something that looks prettier. Outfit change!
That seems to be doing okay. Yeah, it seems to be doing okay. We'll leave that like that. What are we changing to? Life unit 42, and apparently that question is, how many bits does it take to boop the snoot? Fair, very fair. I love that. Nova, the supernova. That's great. I like that. Let's say, but put on some lights. Oh, okay. Yeah, I know what you mean. Shush bush. Christmas lights. Found it. No, just lights on me. Remember, this is the skin that you got the lights from, right? Okay, so now we can do an unhide of everything, and these can go into the proper spines. So, give it a save. Spine 0, assign. This needs to go to the right one too. Spine 2, assign. Spine 3, assign. There we go. Alright. This, arm. Arm up. Left arm. Okay, assign. Left arm. Down. Assign, there we go. And left foot. Or left hand. My bad. Hand. And left. Assign. Okay, good. And arm up. Arm up right. Here we go. Assign. Arm up. Arm down right. Yep, assign. And then this is hand right. Hand right. Assign. There we go. Oh, that's one thing I didn't change over right there. If I change these names over now, does that change everything? Right. Leg. Does that change over everything else? Leg. Yes, it changes over everything up. Because now it's leg up. There we go, okay. So now I can change over these guys. leg down, right, leg. Good. And foot R. Okay. Foot L, there we go. Good, give that a save. So now I can go, this is leg left. Leg up left. Leg up left, yes. Why do I only see that? Leg up right. Leg up. Sign. Leg down. Sign. Okay. Oh, I know why. I know why. Sort by AB. There we go. Now I see it. Foot. Foot left. Sign. Yes. Leg upright. Sign. Leg down. Sign. And foot. Foot. Foot R. Assign. Oops. Did I not assign that to the correct things? Oh no, it's to the right things. Okay, good. We're good. We're good. Well, dragon works properly. Ish. I still need to figure out how to get the neck to work a little bit better. But that at least works. Now for the tail sections. That's going to be forever. Assign. Assign. And once I get this dragon to work properly, it will be for free download. Assign. Along with the other things that I also have. 1, 2, 3. This is gonna be 4. Assign. Because most of what I make is for free. Sign, unless, of course, it's, you know, specifically for a client. Sign. Do assign. And assign. Now the tail should work properly. And this should, let's see here, individual origins. Yep, that works good. Cool. Actually, this detaches, which doesn't help much. Think. What if we had this guy attached to... What is this guy attached to? He is not attached to anything. Oh, he is attached to the IK bone. The IK bone. And the IK bone should be attached to this guy? What if I do that? Control P? No. Keep offset. Alright, that should work okay. And then grab, and then the body will move like that. And then this will move the dragon head. Yeah. But this won't move the dragon head. Okay. So, alright. It's all rigged up. I'm just gonna have to figure out some mechanics that will help things move around, but all the necessary bones are attached, thankfully. What I'm thinking is that I'm just going to get rid of this because I want the neck to be a little bit easier to move around than that. Ugh. Yeah, let's just get rid of the IKs. If I just get rid of the IK bones here, get rid of that. Then just, I don't need that. That doesn't need to. Yeah, just get rid of that bones. Get rid of that bone. And then this can just be a parent of that. Keep offset. Yep, and then we can just do this. And while that's not the best, the easiest way of doing the dragon neck, it is one way of doing it. And then let's get some of these onto layers. And, yep, these. This, and this need to move on to a separate layer here. Disappear. And that needs to disappear. Disappear. Move and disappear. Okay, so now these. Yep. Cool. Good. Good. Now dragon works. Have you ever seen a dragon twerk before? Yeah, that's what I was actually trying to get it to do with the hip bone, but I couldn't get it to work, and I can't quite figure out exactly how to do that. Not quite certain. Light stands. Emote fail? Uh-oh. What emote failed? Light strands, holiday Christmas, fairy lights. The rigs and models you make up for free to use, but specific animations cost money. Yeah, I try to anticipate some people's like say that say if Zoomovoid wanted a specific rig made up for like a like say he wanted one of those Doc M weird spider things to walk. If he wanted one of those weird spider things to start walking, I wouldn't be able to give one of those up. But one of the characters like Evil X and a Zoomovoid like Axolotl, those I could probably give up because those I can anticipate him wanting to be able to use. I mean, if his skin is going to change over to that, I'm like, oh yeah, he's going to want a model for that. So I make it on my own time. And he doesn't need to pay for that. And I can just give those up for free. Now from this model, what I can do is I can make a dragon that will have the ability to have different better expressions than the previous dragons that I've had, because the expressions for the other dragons are super limited. Like, the way that you did expressions before for Minecraft models is you would have so many drivers and whatnot that would keep the texture flat and unmoving. But if you just did it with booleans, it's a lot easier, and the expressions are a lot easier. The eyes are movable. Yeah. Now I can shrink this guy on down, and I can remove him from the workshop, and he can just go inside of mobs made by Puka. All player characters. All mobs. Mobs made by Puka. New. And I want all of this into workshop. This is going to be dragon, ender dragon by Puka, ender dragon by Puka, ender dragon mesh, ender dragon mesh. There we go. Now I can put this into mobs by Puka. Sweet. Get rid of the workshop. See about the other mobs that I made and shrinking it down to an appropriate size. Give it a save. Scale this guy on down. Rotate Z -90. There we go. Move this into position. And I'll just have to figure out how big an Ender Dragon actually is. And bosses. Ender Dragon. There we go. Perfect size comparison. Because at least they have one thing right, which is the scaling. The scaling on this... dragon scaling. Scaling on this is almost precisely correct. And when I used the dragon head for the Dragon Bros, it was at least... properly scaled. There we go. Good. Alright, I think that's proper scale. A little bit more. Little bit more. There we go. Okay, so I think that's exactly the right size now. But now we have one that we can manipulate the way we want to. Because this guy, the wings The wings don't bend the way I want them to. I mean, they only bend this way. I mean, yeah, sure, the wing only is supposed to bend that way, but there should be a little bit of movement in the other direction. But there isn't. There's no movement in that direction. Plus these feet don't work properly either. It's hard to get the feet and the leg to point in a different direction that you want it to. And when it's walking is terrible with this thing. Walking doesn't work. That's for sure. Walking doesn't work at all for that. Expression on this thing. Expression. But I mean, it's a good, quick, free model. I mean, if you're looking for a model that's quick and quick, yeah, that's what using. And the eyes, needed much more expression than that. Much more expression than that. At least for my purposes that I want. And once I get this guy working properly... Actually, why did they do that? Why is the rest state for the eyes there? That's not correct. The rest state for the eyes is supposed to be... That's not correct. Nah. Didn't... That's not supposed to be like that. Silly. Give it a save. Mythical Beastinator, hello. Promise you never gonna give them up. Now, yeah, well, too bad. I'm gonna give up. Give up. The IK of the right hand. I think it's defective. Alright, now let's give that a check. Yes, you are right. It is defective. What is going on here? Did I not... Well, it's moving with the right bone. Is it not moving with the right... IK main? Where is this attached at? Item. Vertices. This one. Oh, it's attached to the IK bone. Oh. IK main. Right. Remove. So now it shouldn't... Oh. IK... Oh. Hand. IK hand right remove. Okay, so now it just needs to be hand. Hand. Where's the hand? Hand right. Assign. There we go. Yeah, that should do it. There we go. That's better. That's much better. Doo-doo, doo-doo, ba-da. They do rotate from side to side, which is not one thing I want it to do. I do not want those to rotate. Alright. See if we can fix that in a couple minutes here that we have left. Okay. Okay, and then rotation. Bring that back in. rotation? What happens when I add the rotation onto that? There we go. Okay, that's much better. Okay, yeah, let's do that with all of the IKs of those. So if we add on the rotation as well, then that should change up the feet. I'm glad you pointed that out, because now I'm taking a look at the feet, and I'm just like, ah, okay. Rotation. Here we go. So now, and if the dragon were standing on the ground, its feet will remain flat. Its feet will remain flat, and what can happen is I can bring it up, just place it down. Plop. Plop. There we go. There we go. So now it can remain stationary on the ground, which is one thing this rig was not able to do. I had to fake it with this rig. This rig needed something completely different. Very much better. Very much better. Thank you for pointing that out. Eating my coffee. I'll be less grumpy now. Just finished eating and got my coffee. I read that as you just finished eating your coffee. I was like, nom 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 nom. Just gonna grind the beans inside of my face. All right. So yeah, well, I want to fiddle around with my Minecraft palette offline for a bit. So I'll get that into working order. Wow, there's a bunch of this stuff that isn't working here. Hello. There's a lot of stuff that ain't working right here. There's a lot of stuff that ain't working here right now. What is going on? I just don't know. Oh. I'm in the wrong view mode. Oh, we're good. We're good. Okay, yeah. That works. Yeah, I'll get things working with this, and I'll have it ready for free download. Hopefully by the end of today. Hi, Sodi! Just in time for the raid out. We're gonna be ending the stream here. Good to see you too, Zodi. Shout out at Zodiac Siren.
Shout out.
Shout out at Cosmo.
Shout out. Oh my god.
Alright, let's see who we can raid into. Today was kind of a slow day, but I liked it. It was nice. Slow-paced, learned a few things. Made some progress. Yeah, despite how slow today felt, we did make a good progress. We made a dragon, and we made a mob slayer thing, and we learned how to, the basics of geometry nodes. Wow, yeah, if you put it like that, we did a lot today. Yeah, if you put it like that, we did a lot. We learned geometry nodes, made an animation, and finished up a rig. Wow, yeah. Goodness sakes. Let's go into our video producer? No. We want a stream manager. That's what we want. I want to figure out who's all around. Oh. Would you look at that? Slack's up. I don't think I've ever raided into Slack. Should we raid into Slack or should we raid into the Zuma Void? Who should we raid into, guys? Poll. Slack, Zuma. Slack or Zuma? I got one for Slack and one for Zuma Void. Not that you're biased. Both people we've never raided into. Got 2 for Slack. Do. Actually, I can do this. Pull. Enter. There. Go. Let's see here. Raid. Both people I have never raided into. Whoa. There we go. Slack. And then Izuma. And I spelled it with a Z. Start poll. 1 minute. It's a 1 minute poll. Go. Box Brigade is what we're going to be doing. Copy. No, I've never rated X. I have never rated X. Ever. You're misremembering, Ben. I have never done that. At least not that I can remember. Thank you for the follow. Definitely the first time you're gonna raid Zuma, yeah. All right, I guess we're gonna do Zuma with a Z then. Raid channel Zuma. Is that raid? Cool. Yes, you have. I remember it correctly. Huh. He was just starting his stream. Oh. All right. You just missed my joke. I did? Alright. See you guys over at Zuma. Bye!
Maybe not having them right at the bottom is a nice idea as well, because they're going to be lights. Can you believe it? And we'll use the ones from Ender.io, which